Is that him? Fucking hell, he's very much white, isn't he? Sorry.
To be fair, it's a black and white picture, so...
Yeah.
I got another example of separating art from the person. Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
So he was said to be a very good artist, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
well, didn't he design the Beetle?
what, the car?
Yeah.
Was it him?
I'm sure it was him. VW?
I'm not sure.
VW Beetle?
I'm not sure.
Designed it?
I do know that Coco Chanel actually designed the SS outfits.
And
Hugo Boss as well.
Yeah. They designed the original SS outfits. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're saying these, but go on, finish your
Yeah,
point.
so that's just another example I'm giving, isn't it?
But then I think, you know what it is? Your actions like Hitler, dude. If we're going to talk about Hitler and the irony that we've gone from Jewish bankers to Hitler, right? What he did was extreme, man. You cannot... I don't care if Hitler draws like the most beautiful landscape of a German forest, right? The moment you start gassing people and killing them in their thousands and hundreds of thousands...
Cancels out all of that.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it cancels that shit out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
whereas if you, like, slapped a reporter or a paparazzi in the face and then released a single after it, I don't really care too much, man. Like, shit, you slap someone.
That was just the heat in the moment, isn't
I'm
it?
saying that is my point. It's like a situation where it's not as cut and dry as, oh, like, we've got, like... all right, they've done something bad, I can't do it anymore. Like, if you have to kind of assess what they've done and think, okay, well, what led them here? Is
it representative of their art as well? Like, does their art represent who they are as a character? Because, for example, if I looked at, I don't know, like some rock stars and some rappers, the kind of stuff they talk about and they sing about is exactly what they're up to outside of their art.
Yeah.
You know, so that is a genuine representation of who they are as a personality. Yeah. Now, my problem there becomes, if you're happy to listen to their music, so if a rock star talks about drugs and he talks about sex, and a rapper talks about violence or talks about drugs and he talks about money in that way, or, for example, like being misogynistic, and you're happy to listen to their music, and then they go and do something in real life which then shows you, oh shit, the same thing that they were talking about in their art.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah.
Why is that a problem? You were listening to that song and bumping your head to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and playing that shit through your headphones, and now that person's gone and done what they said they were going to do, or what they said they were about, and now you've got an issue with it. How can you cancel someone like that? I was like, where's the logic?
Well, it's not a situation. Well, again, it comes down to your personal moral feelings to the act and to what's happening. Like, for instance, Dre, for instance, beat his wife.
Or Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you know that song, Keep the Heads Ringing?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's
Domestic violence, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, we're still out here. Like, we know that was the case. We still listen to it, and I get that times have changed now. Again, it's a product of its time, to an extent, but it doesn't change the fact that that was still what it was about. And now, when you listen back to it, can you be okay with listening to it throughout and just kind of be like, yeah, bars?
Well, Amar, I'm going to ask this question directly to you now, right? Because you've been the quietest out of the lot so far. Very simply, do you care about what an individual does when it comes to your enjoyment of their art or their artistic expression?
I think, like, you mentioned it now, like, I listened to Tory Lanez, and recently he's just shot
Megan Stallion
in the foot, yeah, so
Pinky toe.
I think it is.
Why specifically the pinky?
Details are important, man.
She think she had her nails done when he shot her.
Apparently they were all in the car,
You get your
apparently.
nails done red.
Did you see the helicopter footage?
Nah.
We should not laugh about this. It's not funny, man. She got shot in the foot.
Yeah, she was properly limping.
No, like she got shot in the foot.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
But I think it depends on what they've done, really. If it's something that's like R. Kelly or Adolf Hitler, I think that's to a different level. That's a different kind of monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think I could probably, like, if it's Tory Lanez shooting somebody's foot, I wouldn't mind it. I don't care as much.
Is
You know
that
what I'm saying?
because
Like, I
you're
can still
a fan?
listen to the song, yeah.
So what we're saying is, if you're a fan of someone,
Yeah.
and then they do something wrong outside of their art, it's okay. Or we're more tolerant to it.
More tolerant to it.
All right, I'm gonna give you another example. This one's a bit more close to home. So, you know, Greg's, the bakery.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw on the news.
He's about to fuck Greg's up for us. Go on.
I'm listening.
I'm about to
You know what? I should go to Wenzel's, isn't it? I think
Wait,
it's a more,
yeah,
it's a more
Wenzel's,
upper
yeah,
class.
Wenzel's is the one.
Yeah.
But also, just to clarify, Wenzel's is very much owned by like Jewish banking corporations. Just saying, man.
Which is completely fine, though.
It's fine. I'm just saying. Like we were talking about that earlier.
Goblins, right?
Yeah, I was
But
picturing
That's
goblins.
what I was saying. So so Greg's, so you know it's a family company, and the successor to the Greg's company was charged yesterday with child abuse charges.
Flipping out.
So with that information, now that you have that information, will you eat at Greg's now?
I don't go Greg's anymore, to be honest.
But would you?
I mean,
Would
is
you-
that
would I
something-
now?
Is even though he's not an artist necessarily, he's not anything like that. But
But it's still as professional and
Yeah.
personal.
yeah.
Okay.
So does that validate a reason to cancel Greg's?
Yeah, but like
I'll tell you what.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm going to jump in here because for something like that, one, we had no prior knowledge of it, and two,
It's been in the news before.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah. He's. I think they caught him a few years ago, and they did an investigation.
what? And he was still out here just
Yeah, people
Why
still
don't
buying the
think
steak bakes and
led
that.
to any sort of like a solid evidence.
yo.
Yeah, but today they man.
You know, he's
yesterday.
been charged now.
Yeah.
he's enjoying all the profits from the vegan steak
But,
bakes. What's
okay,
up?
but my point being,
Yo, they're banging, man.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
my point being is
Come
now
on.
listen, right? Let's just cut this very cleanly. Does I should probably shouldn't put it like that. I'm gonna try and I can't filter.
Look, I'll
my
give you
thought.
one more example.
Sorry, before you interrupt,
I'm going to jump in again.
jump in. I want you to jump in because I feel like the conversation will head in a better direction. But unless he was abusing the children whilst they were kneading dough in the fucking bakery, right? My point being is, what is the link of what he does personally got to do with that? His inherited business produces pastries and shit. Like, do you know what I'm saying? What's the baguette that I eat in his... I understand I'm funding to an extent, do you know what I'm saying? But what's the baguette that I eat got to do with the fact that this arsehole is... what he is? Yeah.
But again, this is why it's like, okay, it's not as cut and dry as we cancel it or no, we don't cancel it, because also you have to think about the fact that with pieces of art, it's not like with films, with music, it's not just one person who's responsible for it. You have to think about the sound engineers who are involved in the creation of the album. You have to think about the cameramen and women behind the camera for any sort of music videos and
Directors,
films.
producers, script writers,
people who
lyricists.
were completely fine. Unproblematic to an extent, unless you're sort of like Roman Polanski or Woody Allen.
Boy.
Okay. Or like, you know, it's a situation where you kind of have to think about whether or not to, H.P. Lovecraft. Massive. He's like, I guess, the father of modern day existential horror.
Okay.
A lot of what he does, a lot of what sort of like the Cthulhu mythos, and if you think sort of like horror related to tentacles and other dimensions, and things like that,
yeah.
these are all Lovecraft influences.
Okay.
And he was a massive racist. His cat. Can anyone tell me what his cat was called?
I've got a pretty good idea.
Yeah. What was it?
Was it like rhyming with that lovely character from Winnie the Pooh, Tigger? Yeah.
Jesus.
His cat was called Nigger Man.
Was it a black cat at least?
I can't remember. But do you see what I mean? Like,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at least fucking make it authentic, you bastard.
no, but the thing is that people still are out here, you know, consuming Lovecraft based.
But he's been he influenced a generation. Now that generation that was influenced by him is producing what they would have been exposed to of his influence. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so for example, if I influence Amar into doing something, but the only side of me that Amar sees is that side that he's now influenced by, and then I'm out here, I don't know, like chopping people's pinky fingers off in sweatshops and shit, right? He doesn't know that.
No, but the
Do you know what I'm
thing is that Lovecraft was very much like a well-known racist.
Honestly, he was open about it.
Yeah, he wasn't
Okay.
even hide it. It's not like he's doing it under like, he's just writing a quick.
Was it racist?
Yeah, he wasn't in
Okay.
the toilets just writing on the wall. Like, yeah, he was full on, like he was saying that.
Those toilet racists are my favourite types.
Yeah, you go in there and it's
Because I just wish one day they were to like leave a number
send
or
them
something.
home.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, leave a number or something.
Yeah.
And then you just get like a really foreign person to call him. H.P. Lovecraft, is that him? Fucking hell, he's very much white, isn't he? Sorry.
I mean, to be fair, it's a black and white picture, so
Yeah.
it's either gonna be one or
He
the
could
other.
have a tan.
It's one or the other, isn't it?
He could have a tan on there.
Could be a little bit dark.
Olive skin.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know.
That Mediterranean look.
No, but this, whilst he was a massive racist, and people were still out here consuming, you know, Lovecraft-based horror. You know, it's still kind of a situation where we're kind of stuck between this place of either appreciating the fact that he was an amazing, like,
Visionary.
exactly in terms of sort of existentialism and you know, sort of like thinking about our place in the universe,
Yeah.
versus his own prejudice towards women, towards people of color, towards people of different sexualities and just minorities in general.
So what are our thoughts on then saying, if you can link the negativity with their creativity, if you can find a link between the two, then I think the cancelling is valid, like it's justified. But if you can't find a link between the two, do you know what I'm saying?
But even then, like, it's again, we're bringing.
I'm not saying it makes it acceptable,
Yeah.
but
But you, as an adult, you have to kind of be able to kind of say to yourself, well, you know what, like, this guy was disgusting, and maybe his art is informed by his prejudices and by his kind of his disgusting thoughts.
well, something simple, like, I'll give you an example, right? He would have potentially influenced the early artwork or the early vision for the character like Predator. When you look at Predator, Predator's hair, let's just agree, is dreadlocks, right?
Yeah.
Those are
Cool. So now what they've done is create a monster on the template of, let's be real, a black man with dreadlocks, right? That is a very clear, like, I stopped watching Predator movies the moment my brain made that link. I'm like, so what are you trying to do? Tell me like dread-headed people are monsters?
Very tribal, very.
Do you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
was very
Brutal.
much like
Very. Yeah.
in his raw form. It's
Yeah.
like, is that what you're trying to present to me? Because if that's the case, I don't want to fucking watch this shit. But
But again, it's quite tricky because, like, I don't blame people for sitting there and saying, you know what, Predator is a great film and like, it's a great monster, so long as you don't forget.
out of context, it's a great film. In context,
In context,
you start
it's
to
like,
realise
alright.
where the subtle nuances of influence come in
Yeah,
and
just be-
vision
just-
and
Like,
creativity.
if you read between the lines, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
You see it.
Well, I think it's you can still enjoy a piece of art to an extent. You just have to kind of know when to kind of step away from something, or maybe just not as deify it and kind of put it up on a pedestal.
I think it's the whole question of entertainment versus reality, innit? And at what point does entertainment become reality, and vice versa, innit? Like,
I'll bring it back to one more example of music again. Bobby Brown.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to go into Bobby Brown's whole story because we all know.
The man made some good music.
Exactly.
That song he did with Ja Rule, that was a banger.
Banger.
But
I was shocked Ja Rule made the cut. Like, if I'm Bobby Brown, like, fuck you, you're not a good rapper.
No,
I want someone like 50 Cent on there.
Listen, at that point, Bobby needed money. He
Yeah,
needed
but if
money.
you need money, you don't go to Ja Rule for money.
but at
At that time, Ja Rule was
Ja
hot.
Rule was hot. He was
Ja
a thing
Rule
at
had
the time.
like 3 songs out of the entire album.
No,
Love is Pain was the album.
Yeah.
Or Pain is Love, I think, was the album.
Listen, at that time.
What's Love was not his song. That was Fat Joe's, but he was in the extended edition. He was a feature.
Yeah.
What was his? Always on Time. What was the other one?
I can't remember.
Oh, no, something to do with Baby Oil, but it's fine.
But I don't know. The thing is, like Ja Rule, he brought R&B to the Mandem, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
because the Mandem
I
was
guess so,
listening
yeah.
to R&B before that, and
Yeah.
also as well the whole male artist female collaboration thing. I think he sort of perfected that.
He did perfect that, to
Yeah.
be fair. Just when you said that, the song that played in my head was the one featuring J-Lo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
What's
Yeah.
my motherfucking name?
Yeah. That duo, that
great
duo,
Karen.
that style of duo is like he perfected that, I think. So
On a side note, can we just
Yeah.
appreciate how good J-Lo looks at like 50 something? She looks fucking great.
yeah,
I pray that I look that good
I mean,
at 50 something.
To be fair, you're talking about J-Lo, but let's talk about Salma Hayek.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Whew.
Guys.
She's that Mediterranean
Fine wine.
spice. Salma Hayek does look good. Does look damn good. Okay, but sorry.
So yeah, back to Bobby.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Wife beater, crack addict.
All right, I think the crack addict is kind of like self-harm in it, so we can exclude that from the fact
Yeah,
that
fine,
he's a
okay.
bastard.
But then he introduced it to his wife, so let's be real. It's yeah.
But she had a choice. Well,
Yeah,
she
she
wasn't
did.
brainless
She
or an adult.
no, she was an adult. But he's done some disgusting things. Are we to also say that, you know, like, let's stop listening to Bobby?
But if, like, for example, Bobby was talking about if in one of his verses or like one of the lines said something about slapping a bitch in the back of a limo, I'd be like, no, motherfucker, no, you can't do this. This is unacceptable.
All right, I'll give you an example of that. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, put Molly in a champagne.
Yeah.
He didn't even know it. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
You know what I mean?
Rapist talk.
That's rapist talk.
Yeah.
You know
Are
what
we
I'm saying?
cancelling Rick Ross? Is that what
Well,
we're
that's the
saying?
thing. He was cancelled for a short while,
And then he's back.
and then everything's
he's
back
back.
to normal, isn't it? So I think the
he's
cancel
back.
culture as well. It's very short lived.
Yeah, it's fickle
And
as hell.
it goes with the trend, innit?
Yeah.
Gucci, remember Gucci? There was the cancel culture behind that.
But then, to be fair, with him, he's actually, you can see that he has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
He has changed
Rick
as a
Ross?
person. No,
Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
Gucci.
he has changed as a person. He's not that. He's not the same as he was before. He's settled down. He's really.
Well, yeah, no,
trying.
I think prison, he's one of the very few examples where prison has reformed an individual to the point where now their art is very much in line with their personality.
Yeah.
Whereas before, well, actually, I say that, before his art was very much in line with his
But it's
personality.
just- all changed.
It's all good.
But
all
he's
changed, yeah.
actually been reformed as a result.
But-
Well, listen, it's an interesting discussion. I think what I want to do is kind of wrap up on final thoughts on the
Cool.
subject from each individual. So, Amar, final thoughts on the topic. Are you able to just separate or, you know?
I can separate it if the action is a little bit too much, like something that I don't really agree with, then I won't support them or take their content or listen to them and all that. But if it's something that's minor or something that they just got caught in a little heat of moment, I can just sort of dust that.
Jay?
Look, this has basically just been an elaborate kind of ploy for me to just legitimize piracy. I reckon so long if you've pirated the content, go out, yeah, go nuts. It's fine because they're not getting money for it. If you bought it legitimately, then yeah, you need to stop it. Don't feed the demon.
Hass, before I ask you for your opinion, I just want to clarify, right? Each and every one of you at some point in each episode have he condoned counterfeit items and goods, right? You're condoning piracy. This one just went straight for the Chinese people. I feel like we need to just maybe like tone it down.
No, I'm not like. Look, this is me just saying.
You're
that
promoting piracy,
only
dude, on
only-
YouTube as well,
only
which
to-
is like one of the biggest places for piracy to exist.
Only towards monsters. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. If you've got R. Kelly, no problem.
They don't need any more royalty money.
Yeah. Don't keep.
So I
paying
should
these people.
SoundCloud R. Kelly because it's free,
Well, I don't know.
but I can YouTube music Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright,
Just
cool.
the people who are, pay the people who
Deserve it.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Fair. Hass?
Yeah, I think in the world, there's no such thing as an all good person, and there's no such thing as a truly evil person. It's like what Swift said in the chat the other day, innit?
Yeah.
Like no one's 100% good and no one's 100% evil, innit? So you just have to judge them by their actions as well.
So would you say trends and consistency of actions, like if someone's going
Yeah.
through a bad patch and they commit 3 months of just fucking awful behaviour, then we should probably back off that person.
Probably.
Whereas if they go through like a period of 6 months of just consistent good behaviour, overall,
Yeah,
as an average.
it's trending. Yeah, it's just all about the trends. I think it's like, can you notice a trend in that person? Like for example, R. Kelly. There is a trend of him assaulting minors.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, innit?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
He's put it on the track.
I've got to do that, man.
He's been caught on camera.
That song's probably on one of my playlists.
He's piracy.
Pirate it, man.
Don't
LimeWire that shit.
Does LimeWire still exist?
Still does. No, I don't think it does actually. I think there's like some other ones.
Yeah, it's torrent it.
Pirate Bay is good.
Pirate Bay?
Yeah.
Didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Get a VPN first. though.
Funny you were talking about piracy last episode and now you're on Pirate Bay. I feel like your whole life is just one big crime.
Oh my
The
god.
trend is, right?
Oh my god.
The trend is,
First of all-
Hassan always talks about counterfeit,
No.
piracy.
Crime is subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crime is subjective.
Depends on the culture.
So yeah, that's all I can say about that.
We know which side of the argument you sit on. Thank you for joining us this week. We hope the conversation has been of interest to you. If you've got any opinions or views, please drop them down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Hit the little bell notification icon, should be up there somewhere. And please do subscribe. But thank you for watching.